It would entail, obviously, the absence of something called the Palestinian Authority, either by a voluntary decision by Mahmoud Abbas to dissolve the PA, or it collapses of its own weight. And we're seeing, the fact that the PA is essentially bankrupt financially. Some might argue in other ways, but it is entirely dependent on foreign donations that are not forthcoming. It is we're at a critical junction where we have no peace process happening and no prospect for such a process. Essentially what it means is you have 140,000 Palestinian civil servants who live on PA salaries who represent something like a third of the Palestinian workforce. A third of Palestinian breadwinners work for the PA. They would be instantly unemployed. 58,000, about 48% of those who work for the PA are in the security sector. So that has very clear direct implications for Israel, as well as obviously for Palestinians. Basic law and order, you wouldn't have a police force. So over time, you're talking about a breakdown in law and order, and eventually something that could be total chaos. And it's precisely that sort of an environment where extremist elements capitalize on and where they thrive. So a collapse of the PA would, depending on how long that situation was allowed to continue, I think have very serious security ramifications both for Palestinians and for Israelis. It increases the likelihood of an Israeli intervention, it increases the likelihood of confrontation between various Palestinian elements and Israel. And at a certain point, Israel may have to weigh whether to go in militarily and retake Palestinian cities as it did in before Oslo, in which case if it gets mired in that sort of a situation, if there's no Palestinian governing force, then you're talking about not just maintaining security, but also governing, administering, taking out the trash, paying school teachers and basic government services. So we basically would have come full circle to the pre-Oslo period. This obviously is not going to happen overnight, even if the PA collapses today, but over time, I think these are the kinds of choices Israel and by extension the US would have to face.